And welcome to P Red Recipes. Today we're going to be learning how to cook some fish ceviche. And this will be made out of yellowtail fish. You have 2 cucumbers, 5 celery stalks, 1.5 cilantro bunch, 2 serranos, 4 jalapenos, 2 onions, 4 tomatoes, 2 cups of key lime juice, the small lemon, and 8 to 9 pounds of yellowtail fish. We're going to squeeze about approximately 2 cups of lemon juice into this container, which is about almost 3 pounds of the key lime. Ensure that it's the smaller lime, and it'll yield you to about 2 cups. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the fish into small edible chunks. A lot of people prefer smaller pieces. Other people prefer bigger. This is up to you how you want to cut it. So I prefer little chunkier pieces. Once I have them, I'll throw them into this bowl where I have. You'll see the fish is like a reddish color, pinkish color. Then I begin to add the lime juice into it and start to mix it. Make sure all the fish gets soaked in as much as you can. Keep in mind that the lime juice, the acid in it, is what it's actually going to cook the fish. So as you stir it and make sure all the fish gets in there, once it's all added in there, our next step, what we're going to do is we're going to put it inside the refrigerator for at least from 2 to 3 hours. Some people prefer 4 hours or 5 just to make sure it's really cooked really well. And next we're going to use these corny magic tricks to cut our vegetables, which was the tomatoes there. And then when we're cutting our chilies, this is we're cutting the jalapeno here. We're seeding them out. We're taking out the seeds, and we're going to cut them in the long ways first. And once we cut them the long ways, then we're going to dice them. We're going to cut them into small pieces. For the amount of fish that I'm making, I made 3 jalapenos and 3 serranos, and which gave it that little taste, but wasn't any kick, which is good for a family, especially when you have kids. But again, you can add this at your own taste. If you want it spicier, you can add different kinds of chilies in there. Again, it is up to you. The important part is that it's cut into really small pieces and it's easier. So this is how the final product is going to look once it's all diced up. So as we continue cutting our vegetables, the 2 onions, our 1.5 celery stalk. Don't cut it into too small of a chunk, and the celery stalks. And when you're cutting the cucumber, what I do is I take the seeds out, the middle part. I take it all out cut it in half, and then take all the seeds out with a spoon. Once we're going to pull our fish out, you're going to see it's a whitish color with flaky. And there you see all the vegetables ready to go, cut. The fish is ready. And once again, you'll notice the fish, a flaky color, like a whitish color, flaky. It's ready, so give it one more turn to ensure that all the lime juice is in there into all most of the areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump it into a larger container, because keep in mind I'm making a big amount of ceviche. So next step, we're going to start adding our vegetables. So I like to add not all of them in one shot. I like in halves or thirds. So I start to throw my tomatoes, my onions, my jalapenos, my celery chunks, and then also my cilantro. So we're going to start mixing it in there with, that's our cucumber there. And so we're going to start mixing it. Again, some people add peas to this. You can add any vegetable you really wish to, what you think is. This is not the way to make ceviche, is just a way to make ceviche. So you begin to eyeball make sure it's not too many vegetables in there, or it's not lacking any. So for this amount that I made, I think I judged it pretty good. So we keep adding some vegetables. If you need to add more, of course, feel free to dice some more vegetables and mix them in there. So, so at this point, we're just mixing it in. Make sure we have a right ratio, if you want to call it, of vegetables to fish. And you're gonna see by the looks that that it's not the vegetables not overkilling it compared to where it's lacking vegetables. So once we, once again, I finish adding all this, give it one more turn, and keep in mind the fish is already cooked. So you're gonna add salt and pepper to your taste. I tend to be on the lower side of the salt because people can add more salt. That way you avoid any saltiness. And give it one more mix. And once it's all mixed, you are ready to serve. You can serve it on a tostada with a splash of mayonnaise on the bottom, and then add your ceviche and avocado. And there you have it. You serve it with your favorite hot sauce, and you're ready to enjoy a nice yellowtail fish ceviche.